Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar. Today we will explore the unique challenges of building analytics products and how product managers can navigate in large organizations. Whether you are a seasoned product manager or new to the field, I trust my insights and recommendations will be valuable for you. Before we delve into today's topic, allow me to introduce myself. I am Bedrettin, currently lead product manager at JustEatTakeaway. In my role, I mentor other product managers and lead the development of our estimation product, by which we predict courier arrival times at both customer and partner locations. Prior to JustEatTakeaway, I held the position of senior product manager at HelloFresh. Here, my focus was forecasting the demand for our meal boxes and ingredients across international markets. My journey into the realm of analytics began in the field of wind energy, where I started as a technical consultant. Leveraging data analysis, I was tasked with predicting future energy output of wind farms and providing recommendations to project owners and financial institutions. Each of these roles has equipped me with a unique perspective on leveraging analytics to drive user value and business growth in large organizations. Now, let's explore how we can harness these insights to tackle the challenges of building analytics products. We will begin by highlighting how building analytics products differs from conventional ones, yet how the principles of product development can be your guide. Next, we will discuss strategies for product managers to effectively prepare their teams to thrive within the distinctive landscape of analytics. Lastly, we will explore techniques for managing senior stakeholders and influencing other teams. By the end of our session, you will have gained valuable insights and practical approaches to address these critical aspects of managing analytical products. Before we start, I want to emphasize why these topics would resonate with product managers and how I approach them. First of all, why? Data, so the analytics products are everywhere, particularly with the recent developments in AI. Furthermore, the development of analytics products differs from conventional ones. Acknowledging these distinctions is crucial for product managers. The users or the audience of this webinar. This webinar caters to product managers already working in the analytics domain or those looking to transition. Additionally, it will be valuable for product managers operating in large organizations, irrespective of their current domain. In terms of desired outcome, by the end of this webinar, I hope product managers should possess a keen understanding of the differences between analytics and conventional products, and be armed with key insights to effectively tackle these discrepancies and navigate in large organizations. My approach here is as follows. This webinar doesn't aim to provide an exhaustive guide on building analytics products. Instead, it serves to highlight essential points, share principles, and draw from my personal experiences. The goal here is to inspire product managers to craft their own solutions, tailored to their unique circumstances. Cool. Let's look at our first topic. Our first topic is about unique aspects of building analytics products and how thinking in principles can help. Before we discuss key differences, I like to ensure that we are all on the same page in terms of understanding analytics and conventional products. Here, there are some simple characteristics of them, at least how I like to approach them for the sake of simplicity. Analytics products are typically internal products, which mean they may or may not have a user interface. Examples here could be demand forecasting, courier arrival time estimations, data-driven dashboards, or recommendation engines. These products empower users by providing insights and data output. Team members often include data scientists, machine learning engineers, in addition to software engineers. Users are typically internal teams or users within the same organization, although sometimes they may serve directly to external customers. On the other hand, customer-facing products typically have a user interface. Examples here are a menu, for example, where items or products are selected by the customers, or a checkout process, or a platform where content like videos and pictures are shown. Conventional products typically act on the direct command of customers, such as scrolling through a menu, placing an order, or making a payment. The development team consists of engineers and designers. Users are primarily external customers. Certainly, as an example here, a menu team can have a recommendation engine embedded into their customer-facing product. But for the sake of simplicity, we treat these as two different products, since most of the time, a menu team might use the output of recommendation engine, which is built by data scientists and data ML engineers, who might be not part of the menu team. Cool. With that common understanding, let's look at the key differences between analytics and conventional products. There are three differences I like to talk about. The first one is building analytics products is probabilistic, whereas conventional products is deterministic. What I mean with that is ML models, machine learning models, yield varying outputs over time due to their adaptability and reliance on data. This shift from rigid algorithms to adaptable models underscores the dynamic nature of analytics product development. Therefore, there are additional risks involved in developing analytics products. We will delve into those risks and their implications in the upcoming slide. The last point I'd like to emphasize is that development of analytics solutions demands a different approach from product team. This includes assembling more diverse teams with specialized skills such as data science, embracing iterative problem solving due to increased ambiguity, and mastering stakeholder management from the product management side due to the uncertain outcomes. Here we take the four major risks associated with building software products to illustrate how thinking with principles can help us pinpoint the most critical challenges and address them effectively and on time. The usability risk pertains to whether users can figure out how to use our product. There are two challenges I want to highlight here. The first one is the explainability of our output. In analytics products, you cannot simply provide an output or insight and expect your users will directly use it. Most of the time, they make decisions or add new insights or capabilities on top of your output. To do so, they need to understand how your product arrived at that output, even if your model has a great accuracy and brings value to them. As a PM, you should discover user needs around explainability and identify which additional pieces of information your users need so then they can start trusting your output and understand the high-level logic behind the model and eventually start using your output. The second risk factor under usability is the trade-off between using live training data and possible negative impact on user experience. What I mean with that is not always the case, but sometimes using live training data might delay the response time of your product, which may affect user experience. So as a product manager, you need to identify this trade-off and make the right decision. The second risk category concerns value. Essentially, you try to understand whether users will appreciate the value that your product generates. Two distinctive challenges arise here for analytics products: unrealistic expectations from analytics products and the need for quality checks, as the output of ML models varies over time due to its probabilistic nature. Product managers should manage expectations by understanding the business context well and by looking at the performance of existing solution if available, and also by getting support from their team to define the baseline, their model. In the viability aspect, which concerns the company, and most of the time it's about profitability, there are again two specific challenges. The first one is knowing when to stop improving the model, as the cost of model improvement might grow significantly after a specific point, particularly if a fairly complex model is planned. Secondly, PMs should identify legal and ethical risks associated with data privacy or bias in the model output. For that, they should get the help of their team members, particularly about the bias in the model, and data privacy officers in their organizations, if there is any. The last risk category pertains to whether the planned solution can be created, namely the feasibility risk. Here again, we encounter the probabilistic nature of analytics products. It is basically hard to anticipate the performance of ML models before testing them. Therefore, it is key to focus on a simple solution and iterating it. And here, product managers should get closer to the team during the execution and foster a learning mindset, which we will talk about in our next topic. Cool. There are three takeaways I want to emphasize about our first topic. The first one is identifying the critical risks and validating them early on. And the second one is defining success criteria by understanding the business context, which will then help you to manage expectations. Lastly, you should always support your team closely during the execution and bring and foster learning mindset. Cool. Let's look at our second topic. So far, we have explored how analytics product teams include diverse skill sets, such as data scientists and machine learning engineers. Moreover, we have acknowledged that analytics products often entail greater uncertainty due to their probabilistic nature. Moving on to our second topic, we will delve into how product managers can guide their teams in navigating this uncertainty and fostering cohesion within the team. Let's start with how product managers can assist their teams in handling increased uncertainty. In this context, once again, we draw upon foundational principles, namely agile principles and lean startup. I would like to highlight a few key points as a starting point. The first one is derived from agile principles, fostering a culture of robust collaboration and communication. This foundational step is crucial before moving on to the next stages. Therefore, I will elaborate on this specifically on the next slide. Secondly, a core tenet of the lean startup methodology, the importance of generating insights with limited efforts. Analytics teams must cultivate a strong learning mindset to navigate increased uncertainty associated with the feasibility risks that we discussed in the previous section. Given that discovering the optimal solution may require more time or effort compared to conventional products, adopting a learning mindset will provide the necessary adaptability to manage ambiguity and alleviate team anxieties. Considering these critical aspects, I highly recommend to you as product manager review these principles with your team members and discuss how they align with your context and your desired outcome. This exercise may lead to operational changes. The experience I would like to share here is that some years ago, our data scientists encountered challenges in setting 2-week sprint goals due to the inherent uncertainty. Seeking insights, we engaged with other analytics teams and experimented with different approaches. Eventually, we decided on a weekly Scrum model, which offered a lighter alternative to Scrum in terms of less number of meetings, while still maintaining Scrum characteristics, as we had a weekly goal. Every Thursday, we reviewed our learnings and defined our next goal according to those insights and our product roadmap. This adaptive approach proved invaluable for us, especially during the COVID period, when rapid model development was required. I hope this example inspires similar discussions and experimentation within your team. Now, let's look at how product managers can ensure their teams operate in the optimal conditions to foster productivity and collaboration. To set the team up for success, both product managers and team members have specific responsibilities. Firstly, product managers play a crucial role to ensure that team members grasp the significance of their work by understanding the users and stakeholders. Product managers also clarify success metrics, the product vision, and strategy. Moreover, the team itself must establish a shared vision, clarify expectations from each other, and define collaborative norms. This ensures alignment and cohesion within the team. Additionally, given that this journey involves continuous improvement, regular retrospective meetings are vital. Retrospective meetings allow the team to reflect on their progress and identify areas for iterations. Let's highlight key takeaways from our second topic here. First of all, it's crucial for PMs to cultivate an optimal team environment. They can do so by leveraging support from team leads, agile coaches, and even from senior team members. Secondly, PMs should address increased uncertainty by guiding team members through discussions to identify the best way of operating based on principles, their current situation, and the outcome they aim for. Now let's delve into the final segment of our webinar, focusing on how to navigate relationships both upwards and across the organization. In large organizations, a product's success often relies not just on its technical ability, but also the strength of relationships with key stakeholders and teams. By honing your skills in relationship management, you as a product manager can cultivate collaboration, unblock your team, and ultimately deliver exceptional value for users and your organization. Let's kick things off by diving into how product managers can effectively handle relationships with senior stakeholders. Now, depending on your product, you might find yourself interacting with some key players like VPs, directors, or senior stakeholders who are directly impacted by your product's outcomes. So when it comes to managing these relationships, there are a few key points I want to highlight. Firstly, it is crucial to demonstrate strong business acumen. This involves understanding KPIs relevant to your product and its alignment with business objectives. For example, let's say your team is in charge of predicting delivery times for customers. While this might involve working closely with other teams who are managing customer interfaces, the accuracy of your estimations will play a huge role in customer satisfaction. So it is crucial to really understand this business side of the things when you communicate with senior stakeholders. To really nail this, I would suggest creating a KPI tree. It is a great tool for mapping out how your success metrics are aligned with company objectives. Plus, it is incredibly useful when you discuss product vision strategy with your own manager. And also when you explain your team members how their work ties into this big organization. Moving on to our second point, let's talk about fostering genuine curiosity. This is all about staying genuinely interested in what's going on, whether you are chatting with business folks or senior stakeholders. Senior stakeholders might come to you with solution ideas instead of objectives. And drive product discovery as a product manager, You need to dig deeper. This means asking right questions, making sure their insights line up with your understanding of the business. Approaching these conversations with genuine curiosity lets you really listen and engage with enthusiasm. And trust me, stakeholders will love it when you're genuinely interested in what they are talking. It makes communication smoother and helps you gather the information that you really need and do it effectively. Now let's touch on the importance of work ethic, focusing on reliability and credibility to build trust with stakeholders. Reliability is about delivering on your promises every time. So, for example, if you commit to giving updates every Friday, make sure you stick to it, even if there is not much to report. This consistency really builds trust and confidence among senior stakeholders. And when it comes to credibility, think of it like building a tower. It takes time, attention, and real ownership. As a product manager, it is essential to have solid understanding of how your product works, how it brings value to users and your business, which also includes awareness of your product's limitations and offerings of your competitors, and also recent developments in your domain. Now, let's look at our last point, which is communication. And communication is not just about understanding the business lingo, but it is also about tailoring your message to your audience. First of all, keep it concise and avoid getting bogged down in the technical jargon. When you're crafting any communication piece, think about what is going to resonate with your audience and answer that very important question: so what? And lastly, about the communication, don't forget to shout out to your team's successes whenever you get the chance. It can be monthly business reviews or any meeting in the organization. So, to wrap things up, I want to share a little story from my own experience. A few years back, I took on a global product that was really struggling to gain trust from senior management. Local markets were reluctant to replace their existing solutions with that global product, and senior management was honestly questioning the value of that product and its team. Over the course of first year, we turned things up and increased user base significantly. We did that with deep understanding of business context and delivering user needs that are aligned with business objectives. The principles we have discussed here, business acumen, genuine curiosity, work ethic, and effective communication, were absolutely crucial in guiding me as a product manager through that journey, where I had monthly, sometimes even bi-weekly meetings with senior stakeholders. I hope some of the insights I shared today will be helpful in your own journey. All right, let's dive into how product managers can work with teams across the organization. Whether it is getting stuff done, aligning objectives, or just getting clarification on important matters, collaborating effectively with other teams has significant impact on product managers' own success. I have broken down this topic into three main parts. Firstly, connecting with others on personal level is just as important as hitting business targets. Sure, you are there to achieve business goals, but when it comes to getting support from others, it is about whether they actually like you. And let's face it, we are more likely to help out someone we like. So, show some real curiosity, listen actively, and find common ground beyond work stuff. Start building these connections early on and offer your help without expecting anything in return. The second part involves understanding how your organization operates and where your team sits in this big picture. This requires a more objective, a system thinking approach. Take the time and map out your neighboring teams, their objectives, key decision makers, and how they align with your own team's goals. Last point is about influencing other teams. This is where you take what you have learned from building your network and understanding organization and put them into action. You need to frame your needs or problems in a way that resonates with other teams. Think about it like telling a story
that speaks to their interests and concerns. And don't present them a prepackaged solution. Involve them in the process and value their inputs. And let me share a personal experience that really drove these points home. In a previous role, I took over a company-wide initiative that involved multiple teams from logistics and customer tech, which have different agendas and caused some friction at the beginning of the project. Before making any big moves after I took over it, I reach out key players, listen to their perspectives, and ensure that we approach the initiative with fresh eyes. By identifying an ultimate goal that resonates with all teams and involving them in the decision-making process, we were able to get things done faster and deliver the desired outcome on time. I hope this real example emphasizes the value of building relationships on authentic and personal level, mapping out forces in the organization, and having a different approach to collaborating with other teams. With that, let's look at our key takeaways. When dealing with senior stakeholders, it is essential to understand their business perspective and aligning your thought process accordingly. And building trust requires reliability and credibility. Effective communication involves not just understanding, but also active listening, being concise and considering why others should care about your message. Lastly, collaboration with other teams is vital for you as a product manager. Start by building genuine personal connections early on. Understand the dynamics of your organization, especially neighboring teams, is very key. And when seeking support, identify what resonates with them and involve them in solution discussions. Today, we explored the distinct challenges of crafting analytics products. Their probabilistic nature sets them apart, which demands a unique approach. You can shape your own minimum viable product by blending your real-world challenges with principles. Instead of blindly applying frameworks, I recommend you to ask simple questions, which will guide you to foundational points. I trust the content shared here will prove valuable in your day-to-day work. For further reading, I strongly recommend exploring the references I have used. With that, we came to the end of our webinar today. Before we conclude, I want to extend my gratitude to Product School for facilitating this session. Once again, thank you for your attention. I will be more than happy to get your questions or comments on LinkedIn. For now, goodbye.